have a stroll, a relaxing stroll along the canal towpath.
Yeah, definitely.
Hello and welcome to the channel. My name's Mike.
And I'm Teresa, his better half.
Today you join us in Sharpness, which is the start of the Sharpness to Gloucester Canal, or the end of the Gloucester to Sharpness Canal, depending which way you look at it. Today we're walking from Sharpness to the Purton Ships Graveyard, which is a short journey, about a mile or so. Now we're not only doing this walk for ourselves, but also for Kay Clark, a presenter on BBC Radio Gloucestershire, for her Sunday brunch programme, which hopefully this walk will feature on one of her winter walks audios. So Kate, we're doing a promotion for you today.
The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day, a little bit windy, but the boats, I just love the boats. The different types of boats that are here and the different colours, the names. This side I would think is permanently moored and lived on. And the other side is more the canal boats, which are probably more temporary, and off they'll go again soon. And then you've got the scenery of
The scenery of the River Severn, I think, is what Teresa means.
That's exactly what I mean. Oh. So what is it? Date of the week. So we're now leaving the Sharpness Marina.
Other than the wind, it's really quite peaceful, isn't it?
It is, and sunny.
And just look at those views. They're fantastic. Oh look, there's a ship.
Hello.
The Gloucester to Sharpness Canal runs for 16 miles from the docks at Gloucester to the Severn estuary locks at Sharpness. Difficulties navigating the River Severn at low tides drove the need for alternate transport options between Sharpness and Gloucester. Built between 1793 and 1827, the canal cost the equivalent of £41 million and was the deepest and widest man-made waterway of its time, able to accommodate ships of up to 600 tons and over 200 feet in length. By the end of the 19th century, most British canals had been put out of business by the advent of the railways. However, the Gloucester to Sharpness Canal was in operation until the early 1980s, carrying coal and commodities from the Severn estuary to storage depots in Gloucester. Nowadays, all you will see are pleasure craft navigating their leisurely way through the Gloucestershire countryside, or those partaking in water sports. And let's not forget the wildlife. Sharpness is approximately a 30-minute drive from either Bristol or Gloucester. We parked in the Dockers Club car park. The walk is almost circular in nature and about 2 to 2.5 miles in length, which we completed in a couple of hours.
If anyone knows how you fix squeaky boots
Please leave a comment.
About halfway, I'd say. And we're just sat down on a lovely little bench beside the ruins of the River Severn Railway Bridge, which was originally built to bring coal into Sharpness from the Forest of Dean and was opened in 1879.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's some lovely information just to the side of it that tells you about its history and also the disaster that happened in the 60s.
Oh, that was dreadful.
When those two barges collided with the bridge.
And we'll talk more about that disaster later.
So as we're walking along the canal, we've come across probably the first signs of spring with some snowdrops, and there's quite a few all the way dotted along. I can see right into the distance several little white patches all along the edge of the canal.
Spring is just around the corner.
Yay!
So from here it's 15 miles to Gloucester if we wanted to go all the way, but we're not. We're going to stop very close to Purton, which we can just see in the distance, and then we're going to have a look at some of the Purton Hulks. So we're now at the beginning of the ship's graveyard, which is essentially a strip of land that separates the volatile tidal waters of the River Severn and the Gloucestershire to Sharpness Canal. And it's only about 50 metres wide. And in 1909, this is where they started beaching several of the barges and schooners to try and help shore up that part of the bank.
For me, it's amazing to think somebody had that knowledge that just getting these ships down here and just sinking them in would actually stop that tidal
Shoring them up.
erosion.
Yeah. Well, you can see how it's been really successful because this is... Many of the older wooden boats have largely rotted away, leaving just their ironwork on display. Like these iron ribs that I'm just stood next to, and with the cross beams. That's all that remains of a schooner called Sally King. And as the ships have been rotted away, some of the markings are still visible in the grass, so even though there's no visible ship above, you can see where they were laid. And Sally was beached here in 1950. And it's great because a lot of the ships actually have a lot of plaques as you're walking past them, so you get a little bit of history about them. So Teresa, you're now stood on what is actually a thermo cement barge.
Am I?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's hard to believe that these would actually float because they're just reinforced concrete.
Yeah, you can't imagine that floating.
And they're
can
really
you?
huge.
At the north end of the graveyard is a monument listing about 20 of the 86 vessels in total that were beached. And next to this is a memorial for the River Severn Railway Bridge disaster. Visiting at low tide means you'll be able to see the stricken vessels from the memorial. The disaster occurred on the 25th of October 1960, when two John Hawker tankers collided on a foggy evening. The strong river current took both vessels into the bridge, and the resultant explosion killed 5 sailors, as well as bringing down part of the bridge itself, which was later dismantled.
I'm now just walking down from Purton Shipwrecks along the Gloucester Sharpness Canal towpath, and it's been a lovely walk.
It's been a great walk.
Really peaceful, even though once we got out to the wrecks it was a bit windy.
A bit windy, it was very windy.
But apart from that, yeah, lovely. What did you think of the wrecks?
I enjoyed the wrecks, and for me to see the 2 tankers for the very first time, that was, yeah, incredible.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. And remember what you should do?
You need to smash the like button.
Yeah, smash that like button. And we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Remember, if you want to keep up to date with all of our videos, then subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to join us on BBC Radio Gloucestershire